It was cold and snowy on the island of Sodor, but everyone was jolly. Christmas was coming. Thomas loved this time of year. The station masters decorated the stations, and children were making snowmen. But there was one thing Thomas didn't like about winter. There was always lots and lots of snow. It piled up very quickly and blocked the tracks. So Thomas worked hard all day keeping the lines open. Thanks to Thomas, everything ran on time. All the engines were very pleased. They wanted to thank Thomas for all his hard work. When all the tracks were clear, Thomas was looking forward to seeing his friends. He had missed them. As he puffed towards the station, he saw Harold the helicopter talking to Toby. They were planning a thank you surprise for Thomas. He chuffed, said Harold. Then Harold buzzed away, and Toby puffed back to his shed. Thomas felt left out. He liked surprises. That afternoon, Thomas was puffing along the main line. He saw Percy waiting in the station. Percy's trucks were loaded with brightly colored boxes. Thomas asked. Percy was bursting to tell his friend about it, but he raced away so that he wouldn't spoil the surprise. Thomas was cross. Later, Thomas had to stop at a signal. As he waited, Emily arrived. Thomas noticed something strange on Emily's flatbed. It was long and pointy, but it was covered up. He asked, said Emily, and she puffed away. Wheeshed Thomas. Thomas huffed. Thomas secretly followed Emily. He puffed as quietly as he could, and he didn't follow too closely. Suddenly, Emily turned down one of the branch lines. Thomas raced after her, but just as he got to the branch line, the signalman changed the points. Thomas had to go straight ahead. Cried Thomas. That evening, the engines were very excited. They were all talking about Thomas's surprise. Chuffed Edward. Puffed Percy. But then, Thomas arrived. Said James. Said Henry. Thomas felt more left out than ever. It wasn't fair. Everyone knew what the surprise was except Thomas. He huffed. Thomas steamed crossly away. He puffed as far as he could. At last, it was time to show Thomas the surprise. But no one knew where Thomas had gone. Edward puffed, said Harold, and he took to the air. Thomas was parked in a siding. He was cold and sad. Why was he the only one not to know what the surprise was? If only they would tell him. Then Thomas heard a noise. It was coming from the sky. It was Harold the helicopter. He called. puffed Thomas. Said Harold. Thomas was delighted. Finally, he was going to find out what the surprise was. Cried Thomas. Said Harold. Thomas loved pulling carriages full of children, so he raced away. Soon he arrived at Wellsworth Station. Thomas collected the children. He puffed through the snowy countryside. The children were very excited. They all wanted to know what the surprise was. Thomas turned down the branch line. Soon they arrived at a country village, and there was Thomas's surprise. A huge Christmas tree was standing in the village square. Its lights shone and its baubles twinkled, and at the bottom of the tree were lots of presents. There was even some tinsel for Thomas. Thomas puffed happily.